mature, more advancing clients who are happy and willing to invest 5 figures, even 6 figures, to work with you. And what it's like for you on the other side. Like, what is so here for you on the other side of it being normal that you secure 5 figure clients, of it being normal that you secure 5 figure clients, and what it would be like for you in less than 30 days. We're talking before Thanksgiving, darling, to secure your first 5 figure client. So I did this assignment last night where I really sat down and I invested the time to write out what it's like for you to know your royalty, but not be living, speaking, thinking, acting like that. Like not being willing to call in your 5 figure clients. What it's like for you in your relationships with men because of the eroding of your confidence, because in your own experience, in your own head, you know that you're not creating that which is, you're not creating the 5 figure clients. Like the corroding of your confidence and your zapped energy levels because you know that you're powerful, and yet this huge fear and like this bridge, going over this bridge, and really becoming masterful at using your fear to serve your vision versus allowing it to keep you tight and afraid and saying, I don't know. How living in that reality keeps your energy levels depleted. How it prohibits your ability to really connect with men, because to really connect with a man full on, there's a wellness within yourself that's so important. And when you know that you're playing small and you are dealing with clients that no longer inspire you, and you are leading your business, living your life from a place that's smaller than who you know yourself to be, it depletes your energy. It erodes your confidence. It allows doubt to multiply in your head and in your system, because there's this every day, which turns into a week, which turns into multiple weeks and months, and your next birthday it dwindles your belief in what you're able to create and what you're able to have and do and be. And the cost of that, my God, the cost of that, this is what I was writing down as I was really looking at what it's like for you. And I know this because it's what it was like for me once upon a time. And what is the cost? What is the cost of knowing that you're royalty? And I don't mean it in like that whole like Instagram performance kind of a way, right? That egoic, want to look slay for Instagram and be cute, right? If you want to play that game, fine. What I'm talking about is you knowing the blood that runs through your veins. You've already had your moments with God where you just know that you are royalty. You know that 5 figure clients are your normal, should be your normal. And you not allowing that. What is the cost of disallowing that year after year? Next birthday, next Christmas, and looking back on the time you've wasted, the unlived life, the unable to travel and invest in things that fill you up, that make you feel good. This is the cost. This is what it costs, right? It costs you not touching lives of the people whose destiny is tied to you being royal, right? What does it cost you? It costs the energy that leaves your body every time you're laying in bed at night, or you're walking down the street, or you're engaging in some life activity where your energy is low because you have not allowed the fullness of you, that bridge that I mentioned earlier, to become masterful at crossing that bridge of fear, masterful at no longer allowing fear to be the reason that you stop, but allowing fear to be the reason that you go. and learning the skill of interpreting fear correctly and using it as your fuel to secure your first or your next five-figure client, and then your next five-figure client, and then your next, to where that becomes your normal, natural way of being. What is the cost? The cost is your inability to really connect with men, maybe even have sex the way you would like to. What does it cost? It costs you not being able to look in the eyes of your friends, of your peers, of your colleagues with power and full confidence, because you know that you are being the royal sovereign person that you are. This is what it costs. What else does it cost? It costs you constantly saying, I can't afford it to things. Even if you are making money, there's a kind of can't afford it, right? There's a kind of I can't afford it, because not only are you not affording it financially, it's really energetically you're not affording it. And you know why, right? This is the expensive cost. You're not able to energetically afford it because you knowing you're supposed to operate here. And here is energy. It's vibrant. It's you moving with precision. It's you being present. It's you being able to slice through fear and slice through doubt and be able to deal with all the things, be able to make decisions with speed, to have, do, and be. Like, you knowing that this is the way you are meant to operate. And instead, week after week, month after month, year after year, you're down here. And it depletes your energy because your life force leaves you when you say no to it. Like what you don't use, breaks down. It leaves you. So you're depleted. You're tired from doing simple things. Things that you don't even find joy in, things that a woman would normally find joy in. Like getting a facial, having her home beauty routine, enjoying nourishing her body, like really enjoying it, because if you're up here, you're nourishing your body so you can be well and feel good because you're living on purpose in your royalty, right? So when you're doing your green juice rituals, or you're doing your skincare rituals, or you're doing all the things that lift you, that give you glowing skin, like my skin is this morning, girl, tell you what I'm doing, okay? You know that it's so you can, first of all, before you even talk about being an entrepreneur, just feel good. It's feeding a higher, bigger thing. But when you're down here and you're unwilling to allow yourself to, say yes to your first and your next five-figure client, you're unwilling to really look at the big picture of what it is that you're doing, the lives that will be impacted, the level of aliveness that will happen in your being. You don't have the energy. You don't enjoy, like, beauty treatments for what? Like, I'm not even living my life. Like, get dressed for what? Like, right? You don't even get to feel the satisfaction of it because you know that you're not playing the big game, right? This is the cost. This is the expensive cost, year after year after year. And if you're over 40, I know you feeling it. Those of us, I remember in my late 20s and in even my early 30s, even my mid 30s, there was a part of me that just did really think about the future, like kind of, sometimes maybe, but not really, right? So you much more easily allow yourself to waste another birthday. And you're 33 and you're 34 and you're still wasting time. 35, you're still wasting time. 36, still wasting time. Your ass get to 40 and 41 and 43, that anxiety kicks into overdrive, don't it? Right? And you look back, right? And you question, like, why am I not moving? What's going on? And you realize a few things. One, there's nobody even around that you believe can see you and support you in who you really are. And you see people who you respect and admire, but none of them really know about the black shadow that you deal with. None of them will, like, even in your way that you act inferior right now. And I want to be clear when I say act inferior. I mean, anything other than who you know yourself to be, the royalty, is inferior as far as I'm concerned. Okay? So they are unable to really see the profoundness of you in your current state. One, two, you're terrified, like you're scared, like, really? Me? I'm gonna show up sovereign on camera and command with my clients, with the men in my life, the people, really? Me? At this level? Like, can I do that? Can somebody who looks like me, who has black skin, really command like that? Can I really command five-figure? Like, all this is going through it, right? And like, who else is doing that? I might be the only person you're seeing doing that, right? So that's another thing that stops you. Number 3 is the aloneness. What will it be like for me when I'm at the 5-figure level? And it's normal for me to be bringing in 5 figures. And I'm, right, my whole lifestyle will be radically different than it is now. I'll be unable to relate to the people that I relate to now. Because my normal is 10, 20, 30,000 plus months. So that means I'm probably living somewhere else in the world, right? I'm getting regular treatments. I'm traveling. I'm enjoying. I'm hiring, right? So will I be alone? I mean, I'm alone here already. This is kind of comfort, but am I willing to navigate that alone? Will I be alone? Who will I be? Right? And then, will I be harmed? Can I handle that responsibility and that power of sovereignty? Am I willing to handle that responsibility and that power, that level of sovereignty? Am I willing? Am I truly willing? Can I handle that? Can I really handle that? And then, like, is this the deal breaker right here or what? Is it? It's like, and if I don't? And I'm so present with this because I've been here so many times. You know, I really got present with what you guys are going through, which is basically me 3 years ago. If I don't say yes to the royalty that I am, if I don't claim the power, master the fear, rise into the power and the sovereign being that I know that I am, then what? How will I feel 5 years from now? What will I look like 5 years from now? What will my life be like 5 years from now? If my current state, which is dissatisfied, low confidence, fearful, out of power, unable to manifest and create powerfully, if this reality multiplies and stays the same 5 years from now, would I be okay with that? If you're 35 now and 5 years from now you're 40, would you be okay with that? If you're 40 right now and you're 45 5 years from now, would you be okay with that? I'd like you to answer that question right here, right now. Your current reality, would you be okay if it remained this way and you were 5 years older as you are today? Would you be okay with that? If the answer is no, okay, I'd like you to really pay attention to what I'm getting ready to say. If the answer is no, and you know, not you think, you know that you are a powerful, sovereign being, even if you're not behaving as such right now. And you no longer wish to pay the expensive price of behaving, thinking, speaking, being inferior. And instead, you choose to create on purpose a totally different reality for yourself. I invite you to DM me. This is what it's going to look like. Imagine for yourself that by engaging in the work that you learn here at Melanin Sovereignty, your ability to be able to take information that comes through you, your downloads, right? Ideas that have fallen asleep, that fell asleep because you didn't do anything with it, because you've been afraid and lethargic and tired, right? They went to sleep, right? So they're dormant, right? Imagine what it would be like to be energetically available for all these ideas and to take action on those ideas. Imagine what it would be like to be able to look at fear and instead of allowing it to cause you to wait and then wait and then wait and then waiting turns into 5 fucking years of waiting, right? And anxiety and being haunted by the thing that you know that you're meant to do, that instead you develop the skill by working with Melanin Sovereignty to look at fear, process it, and recognize, oh, this is what I do with this. This is what this means. And that every way you look at it and every way that you make it mean actually propels you into powerful action versus 5 years of fucking delay. That you become masterful over power, masterful over fear, and fear no longer has power over you. So you're available to move with the ideas that you get. You're available to take action with the ideas that you get. You no longer have to lie in conversations with friends, even with yourself, right? Yourself, friends, colleagues, peers, family. You no longer have to lie because you're out of power, because you're, right, playing these games of one thing in public, another thing in private, and navigating the deception and, right, trickery that you're doing with yourself, right? And even the energy that it takes to do that. And now you're deliberately coming into power so you can look at people and command with ease and authority because you know you're being true, because you've decided to claim sovereignty. So you can command a 5-figure client without being like, how dare I, and I can't, and who's going to pay that, and I'm a fraud, and all. Because the only reason why, I mean, unless you are a fraud, which I doubt, right? You're here, right? The only reason why you would feel like a fraud for commanding 5 figures as a client, the only reason why you would fear like, who am I? The only reason you would feel like, who's going to pay for that? The only reason you would feel like, I can't, now's not the time, somebody else, I got to get certified first, oh, my house is clean, oh, I got to lose weight, oh, I can't afford. The only reason why you feel these multitude of things or would think them is when you know that you are not being the power that you are meant to be. When you know and you, that it doesn't even have room. This is what we're teaching you here at Melanin Sovereignty. But you got to say yes. Like, you got to come over the bridge and say yes. Yes to being energetically available for the downloads that come through you that say, do this in your marketing. Say this in your video. Move this way. Hire that person. Take that action. What would it be like to be available for these decisions? No longer paying the price of year after year after year. 42, 43, 45 years old, still talking about fear? Like, really? Really? You've been trying for 5 years? Trying? Do you have to try for 5 years to lose weight? Like, do you have to try for 5 years to really produce a result? Like, trying? We're not 20. Okay, we're not 20. We're not new to life. Okay? You've been around. And so if you are okay with paying that expensive price, and the same story about, girl, retire it. The stories that I hear, God, right? Can I, as a black woman, really command five-figure clients on a consistent basis? Right? All the things that exist in that black shadow that I talked about last week. The answer is yes. Now what? Now what? What are you going to do about it? Am I willing to, this question is for you, am I willing to become the leader, the woman, the change maker who leads the way for the people who are and will be paying attention to me? Am I willing? Okay, so if the answer is no, then okay, so then I agree to live this lackluster life. You may not even be consciously saying that, but that's what your actions are saying. I agree to this because once you know, when you know who you are, anything less than that is agreement of a lackluster life. So am I willing? Am I willing to learn how to become bigger than fear? Am I willing to endure and figure it out? Am I willing to invest, stop paying that expensive price of lackluster and invest in working with melanin sovereignty so I create this new reality of energy, consistent five-figure clients, more than enough, living the life that I know I'm meant to live? Am I willing to live that life? What would it be like for me to live that life, even for the next 2 years? What would it be like to live that life? And am I willing to invest the time, the money, the energy to live that life? This is big girl decisions here. We're over 40. Most of us. And I say that because I know most of the women who pay attention to me are over 40. Are you going to get to 50 still talking this fear shit? Are you going to get to 50 still talking about you're haunted by your unlived dreams? Really? Because I know I'm not the only one who has felt anxiety around knowing that there's a purpose, a huge, large purpose for my life. Knowing that I have it in me to create that reality. And at 45, and I'm not 45 by the way, but to be 40 and 45 and still not doing it and saying shit like, I'm afraid, what does that even feel like? Doesn't that feel so beneath you? To still be struggling with the same shit you were struggling with 5 years ago and looping in that, looping and looping and looping and looping versus looking for an action, seriously looking for a solution. Not some way to just sort of masturbate and try to trick your ego into thinking that you're making progress, but actually working toward commanding five-figure clients within 30 days. If you are done paying that expensive ass, energy less, inferior way of being and price, and you're ready to deliberately lift yourself up, grab a hold of melanin sovereignty and take what I teach you about the reverent ways of being, thinking, speaking, and moving, and applying that to your five-figure package to call in your first or next five-figure client, and then engage in so doing that within 30 days, where you command that client within 30 days, and engaging in the long-term work where that's not a one-time thing, that becomes your normal, so that you can inspire the people who will guarantee to be inspired by you. You DM me now. You DM me now. So what is this going to look like when you DM me? You DM me and say, I saw your video. I'd like more information. That's the next step. I saw your video. I'd like more information. I saw your video. I'd like more information, okay? I'm going to see that, then I'm going to send you some preliminary questions to find out where you are, because melanin sovereignty is not for at least not working with me privately. It's not for everybody. This is about working with me privately, right? So this is for an advancing client. If you are, brand spanking new, this is not for you, all right? I'm going to send you some questions, maybe 3 or 4 questions to know where you are. They're going to be questions like, are you actively marketing right now on social media to your email list? Are you already working with clients at the $2,000 mark and actually commanding anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 for your packages? Like asking you these kinds of clarifying questions so I know where you are, so I can say, okay, great, we can go to the next level. Or no, but I have someone who perhaps you will want to check out to see if they're right for you, all right? Then once that happens, then I send you the details. Right? You're going to get all the details about how we work together, how long, the price, what it looks like, the transformation, like all that. And you get to have that and go do that over there yourself, right? And in that, you'll be able to make a decision, finally, yes or no, if you'd like to move forward. If it's a yes, you inbox me yes. If it's a no, you inbox me no. And we move forward. Okay? So if it's a yes, obviously, there's next steps there. And if it's a no, right? You know it's a no, right? It's a clear no. You've taken the action. You have said, yes, I'm going to move forward and start intentionally working toward my first 5-figure client. And you do that by DMing me. I saw your video. What are the next steps? I saw the video. Please send me more information. That's what I said. I saw your video. Please send me more information. So that's next. And remember, this is if you are advancing, not if you're brand spanking new, or if you're like at the bottom. You know what I mean? Like what I was in 2013, right? Sleeping on my mother's couch, not showering for days at a time. Like, there's a place for that, right? I'm not for you if you're at that level right now, all right? So this is for you if you are done paying the price that I've described and you're ready to cross over that bridge, master the fear, declare sovereignty, and command your first 5-figure client within 30 days or less, period. That's what we're doing here. Commanding your first 5-figure or your next, right? Or even bumping it up. Like let's say that your normal and comfort zone right now is $2,000. If you in your hearts of hearts feel like your next package should be $20,000 and you're like solid and clear on that, that's where we're fucking going. We're going to leap from $2,000 to $20,000. Because in the quantum realm, it doesn't even matter. $2,000 to $50,000, $2,000. In the quantum realm, it does not matter. Okay? So, if you have always been the black sheep in your family, if you are the weird one in your family, if you walk around with high spiritual connection that makes you in this world but not of this world, okay? And while yes, you walk around with black skin, you're pigmented, you are so fucking high, you are so fucking pristine, you are so ready to own and dominate shit, all of this fear, like all of this low-level 3D shit is like, in your hearts of heart that it's fucking child's play to you. It's like, bitch, bye, right? And you're ready to really energetically be that sovereign being, like the thing that makes you attracted to me. The thing that makes you attracted to me, darling, what I teach you is what I have cultivated over the fucking years. This shit takes work. And depending on how much shit you got lurking around, like black shadow shit, universal shit, it may take you a little bit of time. But with your decision, not I'm going to try. Not like, let's see. Not like maybe. But when you come in here fully knowing that melanin sovereignty is home for you and securing your first 5-figure or next 5-figure client in under 30 days, with your commitment that it is done, that it is mine, that's the attitude that you got to come with. This is mine. This is mine. And this is mine now. When you come with that, it rains. It rains. So allow yourself to be the first. The first Black change maker in your network who's commanding 5-figure clients online with what you guys have heard me call your signature work, your spiritual work, your sovereignty, your uniqueness. Allow yourself to be the first in your family, in your bloodline, in your social circles, in what you see around you. Allow yourself to be the first. Allow yourself to lead the pack. Allow yourself to set the example. Allow yourself to show up. And finally, God, for all of us, allow yourself to show up as the truth of who you really are. Allow yourself that when you hang up from this video, the very next action that you take, the next 5 actions that you take, immediately after you hang up from this video, is a sovereign action. 5 sovereign actions. If your normal is to hang up and just lay down, or your normal is to sit down and go just whatever, deliberately say, no, my next 5 actions are going to be sovereign. First, I'm going to inbox and say, I saw your video. Please send me details. You engage in some activity that you've been avoiding, a powerful one. You make a phone call, have a conversation that you've been avoiding. Let the next 5 actions be sovereign and powerful. So, you gorgeous, sovereign, incredibly unique, rare, high being that you are, allow yourself to be the first. I am here for you. I will hold you in the highest regard, as I already do. And I will ask you the question, and I will hold the standard, and I will see you through with your commitment to your first or your next 5-figure client. And if you're available for more after your first 5-figure client, I will show you how to make that your reality month after month after month after month for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. Take that in. I'll see you later.